introducing Jennifer Caudell for her address this time. Jennifer.
In August of 1981, when we came together as a group of 5-year-olds, and the Silver's kindergarten class, graduation seemed so distant. None of us thought of the day when we walked down the aisle to receive our diplomas. But now that 13 years have passed, it seems also almost impossible that we are ready to take that walk. I have many times heard teachers complain about our class. They said that it was hard to make us stop talking because no matter where they moved us, we were always beside a friend. Our class was very close. However, over the last few years, we've begun to grow apart. We have developed separate little groups of friends, often excluding others. We sometimes think we don't have anything in common with some of our classmates, but we do. We are connected because of the one simple fact that we are the senior class of Whitmire High School, 1994. That is something very special. In April, when 18 seniors journeyed from Whitmire to a cruise ship bound for Mexico, we learned a lot about friendship. We were no longer 18 individuals on the same ship, but we were a group. We were together on a trip. We forgot our differences and we were friends. We all got along together and we had fun. This trip could only have been improved if the entire class had been there. Those that were not were missed, and their presence would have helped make the trip even more perfect. I want to thank each of the seniors that went on this trip for the special memories that they gave me. Thank you for all of the laughs and all the fun. I will truly never forget that week. When we were younger, we had no idea that some of these friendships we were making would prove to be lasting ones. Friendships that could stand the test of time. I'm lucky to have 3 of these special friendships. To Maria and James, I want to say thank you for being the best friends that I could have asked for. You've been there with me in the good times and the bad, and I cannot imagine what it's going to be like without you guys next year. Please always know that you will never be far from me, because you will always be a part of my heart. Thank you for everything, and I will never forget you. I'd like to say a special thank you to those that made this graduation experience possible for each of us. Faculty of Whitmire High School. You have each enriched our lives, you have prepared us for the future, and you have given of yourselves by giving up much of your free time to ensure that we had the help we needed beyond the classroom. Many of you have gone far beyond the call of duty, and for each effort that you have put into improving our education and preparing us for the future, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd like to say a special thank you to Ms. Brown, Coach Harsha, and Mrs. Cromer for their encouragement and support to me over the years. I could never have made it this far without you, and you will never know how much your kindness has meant to me. To the seniors, please know that each of you has a special place in my heart. You have given me so many memories to treasure, and I will carry these with me always. I will cherish each moment that we have spent together, and I will never forget any of you. I wish all of you the best of luck. May you have bright futures and wonderful lives, and I hope that all of your dreams do come true. Thank you for all of the memories and all of the good times that we've spent together. Good luck and goodbye.
Class of 1994 has never been written. There are so many little things we do, and now it's time to share them with you. Carrie Baker and Tara Taylor are never seen. Carrie's at vocational, and Tara's at Peak My Tech Queen. Ginger Burnett likes horsing around. Soon she'll wear the rodeo crown. Takesha Feaster and Diane Lanier keep the colors bright. Takesha's clothes and Diane's hair are always an interesting sight. Jason Reed is very tall. Soon he'll be ducking down the hall. Marie Freeman has a deep-rooted fear. She's run from the snow year after year. Jason Alexander and Karen Seymour are never heard from, but don't let them fool you, say they're chums. Scott Bullard aspires to be a trumpeter and singer, but when Mandy's around, he's wrapped around her finger. Jamal Clark and Brian Randolph are Walmart leading men. They work all day, but as long as there's pay, they're still range. Ann Gillum is always late. It must be because Barlow's late night days. John Lincoln keeps Barlow straight many a night. He also makes 100s on algebra tests. Yeah, right. Stephen Nagy likes doing things to Kenneth Wayne. Tammy Brown is our official evening English pro. She munches on her M&Ms and drinks her cruise love, Pedro. Somali chick, Gail Sherman, and Brandy Paradise are hardly seen around, but when they are here, they hang with their friends and are easily frowned. Cliff Thomas aspires to be a mortician, dead bodies and cold hands for his ambition. Beth Shelton and Tom Wiles are two of a kind. They live like so, but always they can and all who ready to go. Going to pieces to join the pose. Jules Stinson loves his athletics. It's very apparent when you see him yapping and energetic. Jamie Garner and Chris Keith are quite a pair. To see them quiet is very rare. Jamie Alexander and Lynn Jenkins kept the cheerleaders straight. They practiced day and night until everything was great. Adam Honeycutt gave his date a big fright when he wrecked his van on prom night. Jamie Honeycutt is always on her toes, especially when she strikes his LA pose. Lita Hicks, Quanda Dawkins, and Jennifer Fox are as nice as they can be. They offer a helping hand to everyone, it's obvious to see. Jennifer Caudell inherited Miss Brown's old-timers disease. She forgets where everything is, including her keys. Thomas Chick hopes to be a rapper one day. Maybe he'll be as good as Dr. Dre. And me, Janae Epps, I'm the one they call the true crew. I fell off a ladder and almost broke my toe on our senior trip. So now you know a little more about the class of 1994. We told our story, and it's all true, and now we bid farewell to you. Thank you.
Many things go down in history, but one thing that will not soon be forgotten is the class of 1994 and the times we spent together. 13 years ago, most of us assembled together for the first time in kindergarten. Our teachers were Mrs. Super and Mrs. Rowland. We learned to count, we learned our alphabets, how to skip, and to share. One thing that sticks out in my mind the most is Jamal's afro. We had different colors each day to know which area to play in. Once Beth and Tammy wanted to play in the kitchen, but they were assigned to the farming area. They got mad and fussed. Miss Sue would paddle them. That was the first paddling of the class of 1994. The first grade came when we moved from the trailer to the big white building. Marie swallowed a dime and got choked, but Miss Brazel knocked it back out of her. Once Miss Brazel told me that I was disturbing the class because I finished my work too early. So she gave me the workbook and told me to do some pages. I finished the entire workbook and gave it back to her. Adam, the craziest of all, stuck a pencil in the fan in Miss Rayford's room. The whole class laughed. During second grade, we had Miss Lemon, Miss Lawson, and Miss Shields. Every afternoon, Miss Lemon read The Adventures of Brer Rabbit while she picked her nose. Miss Shields would inflict the most punishment by making those who were bad sit under her desk. That year, Tara Taylor left us and moved on to Columbia. Next was the big third grade, the seniors of Park Street. Playing in the woods was the big thing that year. So Adam and Chris decided to scare everybody, and this was where Bloody Bones was invented. Everyone was scared to play at the playground. As Adam's punishment, he had to sit on the steps at recess. Of course, he had to have something to do, so he started bringing Matchbox cars and leaving them in the steps to play with. That year, everybody remembers Carrie as Curly Joe. Along with the fourth grade came a new school, Carver Elementary. Harold, Jed, and Jimmo came from Philly. These were three very interesting additions to our class, to say the least. Mrs. Baker gave Tammy a paddling for sneaking out of the class to get her sticker book. Jamie Alexander and Crystal Galt got into a fight. Uncle Chris. This is our fifth grade year and the year of the brown baby, Miss Henry's paddle. I had a bad year that year. I was constantly arguing with my best friend Belle, and I hit Brandy one day coming in from recess. Sixth grade, we were the big dogs in school. All the girls wanted to be cheerleaders. We practiced every day, and then the time for tryouts came, and a new rule. Sixth graders couldn't try out that year. We were all upset. The excitement of this year really came when I accidentally dropped my pencil in Adam's desk, and he sat down at that exact moment. he screamed, and everybody stared. And Miss Griffin wanted to examine the place where it hurt. She thought I had done it on purpose. So passed our years of elementary school, with the many laughs and tears, the good times and the bad. But one thing was sure, we couldn't wait to get to the high school.
It was a big change. John and I were the new kids, but coming to high school was new to all of us. We started to find our way around, slowly but surely. The highlight of our super sub year was our trip to Florida. Everyone had a great time exploring SeaWorld and Disney and Epcot. Poor Adam couldn't make that one, though, because he broke his leg right before the trip. This year passed, and then we became the big sub-freshmen. This year we traveled to Washington, D.C. with Miss Campbell. Our trip was very historical, because we will never forget Miss Campbell dragging Jennifer across the main intersection backwards, or Sam and her little bird experience. By our freshman year, we had mastered high school, but nothing could have prepared us for English 1 under Miss Katie Shells. We all remember looking out that window at the trees, or hearing speeches on how a real lady should dress or act, and don't forget, sit in a chair. I guess we were too much for her, because that was her last year teaching. In the 10th grade, you feel like you're in the middle. You're no longer the youngest, but you have a couple years to wait before you're the oldest. Our college prep English 2 class was under the watchful eye of Miss Shelton. Unfortunately for Adam, it was a little too watchful. He thought that would be the last place you would look for cheat codes. This is also the year of my first little accident. I learned a hard lesson that night, but one I will never forget. It was our junior year. By now we were beginning to feel important. We were older and supposedly wise. Excitement about ordering class ring was mounting. We all thought that getting these rings was a big deal, but Stacy Melton, now Prather, getting a wedding ring over Christmas holidays was even bigger. We all felt a great loss though, the day we found out Mr. Walters was leaving. We all felt close to him because he came to Whitmire High School the same year we did, and it didn't seem right to leave without him. And finally, our senior year was here. From the minute we stepped in this building on August 10th, we knew it was going to be the best time of our lives, and it didn't let us down. We voted for senior superlatives, ordered cap and gown, and planned for our senior trip. Our trip to Mexico turned out to be the highlight of the year for me. Prom kept us busy for the rest of the time after that. And now the real highlight of the year is here, graduation. Some of us are leaving, and some of us are sticking around. No matter how far apart we get, we will always remember good old Whitmire High School in the class of 1994.
First, I want to ask Beth Shelton to come up here because she's written an account of our senior trip that we want her to read all of y'all, so y'all know what we did there.
In the 7th grade, our class journeyed off to Florida. In the 8th grade, we went to Washington, D.C. Both of these trips provided different experiences. One was scientific and the other historical. However, the trip to Mexico was the ultimate. Nothing but pleasure and go fun. During the week of spring break, April 3rd through the 8th, 1994, 18 seniors along with Mr. and Mrs. Manous, Mr. and Mrs. Partridge, Mr. and Mrs. Turner, Miss Wheeler and her lovely mother, and our bus driver, JJ, journeyed off to Mexico. We were saddened by the absence of our Mrs. Loretta Brown because her company would have definitely added a treasure to our memories. Weeks prior to this trip, we anticipated fear, being away from our families, doubt, and anxiety of running off to a foreign country. But when we boarded the bus Sunday evening, we forgot all about these insecurities. We were prepared for a long trip to Miami with all sorts of goodies. We played cards and snacked all the way to Miami. We also played Truth or Dare and learned deep kept secrets, fantasies, and ideas. All the way to Miami, we giggled, sang, and kept keeping our chaperones awake all night. I don't think they want to sleep anyway. They just want to listen to our dark secrets. Monday at 6 a.m. we arrived in Miami and boarded the ship at 12 a.m. During these 6 hours, we played more cards and registered to get ready to board the ship. We left Miami at 4 p.m. and set sail to Mexico. We sailed for 3 days before we reached our destination. During these 3 days, we had many adventures. We explored the casino, the jacuzzi, and Club 52. We also experienced escargot, strawberry was pure fun. Once we reached Mexico, some went on tours. Mr. Manus and Adam went deep sea diving. Our son just walked around touring Small Island. But I think Club 52 deserves a star, because this is where we party until the club closed and where John wore his multicolored hat. But some of us found the upper 7th deck more alluring and pleasurable. Right, Jamo? When I think back to the Florida and all the exotic flowers and birds, I think of all those pretty little drinks that were forbidden in the Garden of the Royal Majesty. This cruise will never be forgotten, nor will the class of '94. I cherish all the moments we've spent, and I thank you for the memories.
Our official last will and testament. We, the class of 1994, want to negotiate the transfer of title to our possessions to those who will profit most by having them. We have given careful consideration to this matter, and we believe that we are designating the most deserving and worthy recipient in each instance. The items follow. I, Tim Brown, with my ability to fix hair to all aspiring beauticians. I, Thomas Chick, with my ability to sleep sing up in class to Lafayette Elves. I, Jonathan Fox, with my patience to Mandy Melton. I, Amy Gillum, with the ability to control my temper to my sister Brooke. I, Ryan Ringo, with my ability to get to school on time to all the students who are always tardy. I, Keisha Christian, being of sound mind and body, hereby leave the following. James Chris, I leave you the ability to be quiet when you're asked, and Mrs. Shelton, I leave you the ability not to write so many people up. I, Jim Spencer, will everyone like your cousin. I leave my driving ability in basketball to Melinda and my charm to Heath Moore. I will my ability to get in trouble without getting caught to Sandy, Stacy, and Elizabeth. I leave my golf skills to Mr. Hartness and my famous number 11 to D.C. Rice in all sports. Last but not least, I leave my sense of humor to everybody at WHS. I, Jason Lee, leave my height to Alan Kingsmore. I, Scott Bullard, leave my ability to play the trumpet to Andy Taylor. I, Jamie Alexander, leave the ability to get through football and basketball season without fighting the wind to Greg Honeycutt. I, Jennifer Caldwell, with my ability to work an entire evening at Community Cash without having to call for the boy key to April Hop and Angie Taylor. I, Gail Sherbert, with the ability to miss 30 days of calculus and still accept the final exam. I, Adam Honeycutt, being of sound mind and body, reveal my backside to my sister because she needs it more than me. And I also will the ability to grow facial hair to all the little boys who haven't grown up yet. I, Jamie Honeycutt, being of sound mind and body, reveal my height to Deborah Honeycutt. I also leave my common sense to Stephanie Jenkins. I, Jason Alexander, will the ability to stay on Main Street in the same place 24/7 to 3 months. I, Jamal Clark, will the ability to take a 3-hour shower to all the boys in the rising senior class. I, Marie Freeman, leave my makeup abilities to Miss Brown. I, Chris Keith, will the ability to change girlfriends 4 times a week without finding one over the age of 13. I, Jamie Garner, with the ability to graduate high school without reaching 5 feet tall, to Chris Clark. I, Stephen Nagy, with the ability to attend AP calculus class every day without having passed algebra to Gary Green. I, Julie Burnett, with my sister Charlie, the ability to be independent and aggressive and express my opinion. I will John McCauley and Jason Jennings, my hunting and fishing knowledge and my ability to cheat without being caught. I will Leslie Jenkins, Bo Bostic, and Charlie Burnett the ability to be country forever and my 4 cents. Good luck in all the radios. I, Smart Chick, with the ability to stay young and grow up when it's time to all the 7th and 8th graders. I, Diane Lanier, with my job at Community Cash to Amy Smith. I, Bethany Shelton, in sound mind and body, with my ability to stay true to all the box wannabees who are faking the funk and trying to get in where they don't fit in. I, Jaquan Dawkins, with my rhythmic ability and styling music to Dennis Gambrell. Don't worry, you'll one day be able to read music and play it correct on all percussion instruments, especially the cymbals. I, Tara Taylor, with the ability to successfully complete my senior year of high school without attending one single day with Brian Randolph. And my hunting and fishing abilities to Stephen Thomas, Jason Jennings, and Brandon Wilbanks. I, John I will use my ability to control my girlfriend instead of having her control me. And last but not least, I will use the ability to catch a touchdown pass to Shane Craven. I, Chris Woodbanks, with the ability to play football without getting hurt, to Melvin Sims. I, Cliff Thomas, with my drum major abilities to the 1994-95 drum major, and to Frank Burnett, I with the ability to get along with Miss Wheeler. I, Lynn Jenkins, being of sound mind and body, do hereby will my ability to keep up with the subject of conversation without asking what, to Stephanie Jenkins and Gina Alexander. I believe to next year's varsity cheerleaders, I will desire to win state because I know you have the potential. I, Karen Diane Seymour, being of sound mind and body, believe my ability to eat chocolate in Mrs. Snow's third period French class without having to spit it out to Angie Steele. I, Tawana Lyles, with the ability to behave in class, hereby will my attitude and smart mouth to Tasha Club. I, Brandon Paradise, do hereby will to Pamela Heron and Connie Baker with the ability to stay in class and out of bathroom stalls, and to all the underclassmen I leave the ability to let go of unimportant things and move on. I, Janae Epps, with my ability to have an opinion about everything, but then I'm going to keep it to myself, to Danny Quiller. I, Stacey Melton Craver, being of sound mind and body, do hereby with my ability to keep my mouth shut and to do good in school, to my little sister, Amy. Carrie Baker, leave Jessie Lou to Connie Baker and Pamela Heron. May the two of you have as much fun as Brandy and I did.
Class.
Class of 1994 is just returned from our 10-year review. We decided to have a very different, since we have a very different class. We took a space shuttle to the moon. This is a very special space shuttle where it was built by Tawana Lyles and Lynn Jenkins. Lynn went on to marry her husband, Gary Wilbanks, and Tawana married Bernard Nickman. They are both aerospace engineers for NASA at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Lynn's husband, Gary, is stationed there with Air Force, and Tawana is now supporting her husband, money, and 2 children. As I moved through the space shuttle, I tried to find out what everyone is doing these days. Jamie Alexander married Lynn, and they live in Alabama where she was a radiologist. Adam Honeycutt is an underwater photographer for a postcard company in Florida. Karen Seymour married her sweetheart, Chris Amy. They own a farm in Prosperity with Amy Gillen Nichols and her husband, Jason. Next, I went to John Jenkins, who told me that he now owns a hat industry specializing in unusual designs. He also said that in his spare time, he could be found shooting rats at the local trash dump in his wheelhouse. Chris is still employed at Bilo in Canada, where he is assistant manager. John also told me that Ginger Burnett owns a horse ranch in Colorado. She did not attend. She competed in a rodeo company. Tammy Brown is owner of the colorful hair salon, Spartanburg. Tammy said that she got the name colorful from her hair color technician, Diane Lanier. As I was speaking to Tammy, Diane came over and an argument began. Tammy said I should change my hairstyle at least twice a week. Diane said I should keep the same style but change the color at least 4 times a week. Diane informed me that Jason Alexander did not attend the reunion because he was too busy sitting in his truck on Main Street. I then moved on to the second level of the space shuttle. First I talked to Jennifer Caudell, who was owner of Caudell's Farms. She took over when the Roach family retired. Jennifer and I talked until the space shuttle landed. During that time, she told me that Scott Bullard did not attend because he had a concert. He is a famous drum drummer in New Orleans jazz band. She also said that Carrie Baker is head nurse at Jeff Hopkins nursing home in Newberry. Sam Chick and Jamie Honeycutt were on the European tour. They're the very popular singing duo, Evan and Ivory. Jennifer also said that Thomas Chick did not show up. He is the Saturday night feature rapper at the Big Day Club in Avon. She said that Thomas gives all his credit to his manager, Stephen Nagy, who trusts those records. On our trip, we intended to stay on the moon 2 hours. We have now been there for 4, so I went to see what was wrong. On the way, I bumped into Cliff Thomas. He said that Lynn and T were having some engineering problems, but of course his problems only minor and he knows. Cliff informed me that he is an established mortician. He also is part owner of a bootleg operation ran by none other than Jamal Clark. In his spare time, Cliff joins his friends Jim Hutchins to cruise the world. He said they take at least 3 cruises a year to meet women in their lives. Jim Hutchins is currently on the PGA Tour and did not attend our tour. I then stopped to talk to Janae Epps, who is an English professor at USC Columbia. Janae said that she wanted to talk to the music teacher at Whitmire Elementary. JQ spends her time lecturing high school students on the morals of life. The next classmate I environmentally safe fuel for Manatee Space Shuttle. I plan to use my research to finish my senior survey for this state. By this time, it's on about